Alright, viewer, let's get right into it. So, Unity 6, create project. We're going to make a simple 2D platforming game. Alright. So, we're going to go on the free website, Pascal. Change the canvas to 16 by 16. Hit resize. And then we're going to make a character. Trying to find the center of the canvas here. Alright. By having a simple stick person, it would be easier to extend upon later. So we're just gonna save it as a PNG now. Put it directly into our project. Let's get some file organization going. Let's have core and more. Another folder in core for the code, source, more, and yeah, let's just, okay. Let's have this be idle 1. Well, actually, let's just start with that. And now, in our scene, we're just going to set up our world. We're going to have a static sprite and then a dynamic sprite. Drag and scale static so that it's like a platform. Now we're going to put our custom image here. It doesn't show up because it's 16-bit, so it's smaller. We're going to change the render thing to 10. If it's looking blurry, you're going to turn off compression, those two settings. Wow, we got a stick dude. And that's not all. Our dynamic sprite by default has a circle collider. We're going to make that a box collider. Gonna make it optimal. And source, let's add player. As well as prefabs. Prefabs are pre-constructed game objects. I'm gonna start to customize this game object a little bit now. We're also going to have our stick person walk, so we want 4 different frames of animation, perhaps. This could be one. I'm going to export it as one, we'll call that 1. So their leg's up, then their leg goes down. Well, maybe like mid going down, right? This looks pretty crazy, but with the sprite animating, it should be fine. Call that 2. So, and then I'm going to rename 1 to 0. I'm just dragging and dropping these assets there. Let's do the animation now by going to Windows and finding animations. Okay, animator. And now we need Control 6. All right. So with this window open, you're gonna click your game object in the scene, and then create a controller. This is gonna let you play the states of it, and this is created. We got our player, and we have our player animation. Let's call this idle. Well, actually, Okay. Let's get walking going by clicking our animator, hitting create new clip, locations, go for walking. Let's drag 0 through 2, click order probably matters, and then bam. The reason it's doing that is because of our pixels per unit. Alright. Oh yeah. So we have a player controller, our idle, our walking, and our player prefab. I'm gonna add the animator to our player prefab. And in the animator, we can have a controller. Now here's the controller, is it? Yep. Deleting everything, and those two are defaults. Entry, we're gonna have idle. Let's have use state for walking. So we're gonna be able to have both walking and idle with just one boolean. False, true is walking, B is walking. Let's make that now. Parameters bool, E is walking. And that transition will be configured later, so now we're going to have idle and walking for our states. And now we got our dude here. So now with our dude here, what we're going to do is continue to customize. So player, we got the player script. Now we're going to code. Alright, so RB reference for the rigid body, and then we're going to want to reference animator. This is a RB2D. What else? Alright, let's add those components. We'll make them public just so we don't have to type serialized field to make them visible. And now, let's have transform movement for the horizontal. Look at this autocomplete. Get. Wow, okay, we have all our code ready for us. B is walking. So line by line, get the horizontal input from the Unity default input system. This isn't even transform movement. Well, actually, we got the rigid body. So this is unoptimized as a tutorial. Nevertheless, we have our getting our input, moving our character. This is our speed. This is hopefully gonna work. The B is walking to set our animation, so this B is walking, and in our animator we have our parameter there is B is walking, so depending on the condition, if you're walking, you're going to go from idle to true, and then if you're not walking, you're going to go from is walking to false, for going from walking to idle. So this is set based on your horizontal movement. If you're not moving, it should be 0, therefore this should work. And then finally, this last bit is checking horizontal, and if it's on the minus X, which is the first, you're gonna flip your character in that vector 3 direction. So when we save the script, that should update the script in Unity Engine. And we're going to drag our two components, the rigid body 2D, which is part of the dynamic sprite, as well as the custom animator we set up. If everything goes well, we will be able to move back and forth. Not quite. Oh no. The definition of insanity is known as doing the same thing over again, expecting different results. Looks like we're just staying at idle. Why is this? Oh, okay, the reason it's not working is because horizontal movements never called. So now we're going to access the mono behavior script of every game object. Public void update horizontal movement. This is really what you want to go for as your Unity fundamentals. Solid encapsulation. All your mono behavior class functions should only have one function within them. So saving that, running that, should have a fully operational script. We're still not walking. We got movement going, but we ain't walking. B is walking. Is that spelled right? Set float. All right. The reason that's not working is because that's a float, not a rule. So, grabbing horizontal, if it's equal to 0, then you're not walking, therefore you're idle. And if it is not equal to 0, then you will be walking. This is dependent on making sure horizontal gets the proper input, because when you're de-accelerating, you're still gonna have some level of acceleration, therefore this is not gonna equal 0. There needs to be a tighter way to have better animations. Nevertheless, this should animate idle. Oh, and now we got walking. We got walking in both directions. Alright, if this video gets 5 likes, we'll do a jumping tutorial.